talk about order,
yes,
and establishment of order. I believe that God is always trying to transition us,
yes,
to another point in life. There was a lot of talk today about moving to the next level, and I understand exactly what that means or what they're saying when they say that. But I want you to know that, Bishop, I learned that the next level varies from person to person.
True.
Ministry to ministry, organization to organization.
That's right.
This became apparent to me when I was in our worship service one Sunday at the Union Baptist Church in Winston-Salem, and the Shekinah glory of God fell in that place and just sat upon us and wouldn't leave. I mean, deliverance was going forth, the anointing was flowing.
Talk about this.
Such that even when I stood up to preach,
it was hard.
I could not stand to preach because the anointing of God was in that place. And I'll never forget that after that particular service, one of my members came up to me and she said, Pastor, you know, service was awesome today. She said, but I believe God is trying to move us to the next level. And I stood there with this look on my face like, I thought we just left the next level. And so it hit me that the next level varies from person to person.
Right.
From ministry to ministry.
Even persons in your church.
Even persons in your church.
They're catching up, but they're behind on levels.
That's exactly right. Now, and here's the thing, Bishop, that so I don't so much talk about what the level is. I talk about what it is we need to do to get there.
So you can find your own level.
So you can find your own level.
And keep your own passion.
Your own passion.
At that level.
That's exactly right.
Talk to me about it.
Because I found out, Bishop, that without a fundamental principle called humility.
Talk about this.
If you don't have humility in whatever you do.
That's right.
Then your next level may not be up.
It's absolutely going down. Because pride is absolutely the opposite principle of humility. That's it. That's it.
And Jesus said, he that exalts himself shall be humble. That's down. That's another level down. But he that humbles himself shall be exalted.
That's right.
And I want to say that it matters not how much preaching we do, how well we teach, how well we prophesy, how well we speak in tongues, because the truth of the matter is there are some preachers that preach, but are not humble enough to love the members that God called them to.
You're ministering right now.
There are some teachers that are teaching, but won't humble themselves to come to Bible study. There are some
and that's out of order. That's out of order. That's out of order.
There are some people who are speaking in tongues, but won't speak to the person that they're sitting beside.
Yes.
So humility
is the principle.
Is the principle
to initiate compassion.
You got it. I think this is what plays out in that text in the 17th chapter of Luke, when Jesus heals the lepers.
Yes.
I believe this is what plays out because when Jesus opens that particular passage, he's having a discussion with his disciples about the principle of forgiveness.
That's right.
And when he talks to them about forgiveness, they all but say, Lord, increase our faith. Now, this was an insult to everything Jesus was trying to teach them. Jesus thought that they were in the 12th grade when they were still in the 1st grade.
That's it, that's it, that's it.
He thought that they were at the point of healing, delivering, and setting free, and they were still wrestling with how to forgive. And so what God does in that chapter, you can read it if you have it at home, God sets up a situation where the disciples could see where they should have been in their faith. And that all happened when Jesus went through the towns of Galilee and Samaria.
Right between the borders.
And there were a group of lepers, 10 of them.
On the outside.
On the outside.
Outside.
And when they called on Jesus, Jesus told them to go show themselves to the priests. And it was on their way there that the old preachers used to say, they looked at their hands, and their hands looked new.
That's right.
They looked at their feet, and they did too. And they were healed.
As they went.
As they went. And one of them came back to say thank you. And Bishop, I write about how this was not so much a miracle for the lepers as much as it was for the disciples.
Talk about that.
Because Jesus used the lepers
to teach us,
to show the disciples where they should have been.
That's right.
How many times
have you been walking with Jesus?
Does the Lord bless us to demonstrate to somebody else that God is still real?
That's right.
And I love it when he blesses us in the midst of our enemies, who said we could never make it, who said we would never stand, and in the midst of them destroying you, God raises you up. Glory to God.
I feel something right there.